Greetings, brothers, and welcome to another video. And today, we're going to be looking into this article, which is from IGN. Ugh. I remember that name ever since, like, Machinima existed. I remember that when Gamergate 1 existed. Like, oh, I feel old. But this is related to Space Marine 2 stuff, so we might as well get into it of this so-called article. I definitely hope it's not biased. Hopefully. But we're gonna read this through, and I'm just gonna format this a little bit differently. It's not that usual typical where I show my screen and then I just read it through and then I go me. So I might as well just show bits and pieces of the article, and it's not even that long. So might as well get it together and where we're going. Psst, ad time.
Come back here, you little fuck! You will watch this ad, and you're gonna fucking like it!
Welcome, brothers. If you want to support me, here are my platforms so your name will be in the Hall of Fame. Or you can join my social platforms like my Discord where I'm highly active. And finally, if you haven't done so, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. Or if you hate me, leave a comment and a dislike. I know you skip this ad and you will get shot.
Heretic.
And let's get back to the video.
Let's begin. Space Marine 2 developer says a large chunk of fans have assumptions about the Warhammer universe that are not correct as a result of the huge success of the game. Well, two things. Assumption? Success? Really? Success, eh? Now let's go see the player count of Space Marine 2. Very successful. So successful. Look at that player count on the bottom. It's probably about like 5,000 to 10,000 people. Wow. I am so shocked and appalled that I have so many players. Wow. Meanwhile, when you look at something that has a similar system or just a little bit of different flavor, Helldivers 2, look at them when they're released at launch in 2024. Oh, look at those numbers. Oh, they're already peaking with massive updates. Look at that. And another massive update, having better bumps than what you can see with Space Marine 2. What is this? Like, Space Marine 2 had 4 updates. Meanwhile, fucking Helldivers 2 only released like 2, 3, 4 big releases, maybe 5. And they're already pumping like hundreds of thousands. And Space Marine 2 is like, it was about 10,000, but they increased now by 20,000. Wow, what a shocker. If you call that a success, they dropped their numbers after weeks, not a month or 2 months. Weeks later, I don't see that as a success. Right? Now, some people might ask me, what do I determine success when it comes to Space Marine 2, right? So I determine success from its player rates, how consistent it is, because, as I mentioned before, and many people deny this, Space Marine 2 is a live service game. And as a live service game, you are meant to retain a good amount of player base, and if you don't have that big amount of player base, then it's not really successful. And this is as well comparing to other games that do live service, and they do very well. So you have Deep Rock Galactic, you have Helldivers 2, you got Space Marine 2, you got fucking Left 4 Dead 2, might as well throw that in. You have so many other games that have a good comparison. If you call Space Marine 2 a success and somehow Helldivers 2 is not, I don't know what is. It's just funny for me to call it a successful game. My ass. Space Marine 2 offers just a slice of Warhammer 40k setting. Presenting the Ultramarines chapter, the Space Marines against 2 enemy factions, the Tyranids and the Thousand Suns Traded Legion. And the greatest of them all are the Ultramarines. This is the developers has said. Okay, who's the developer? I like you say it's a developer who said it, and now I'm just smelling bullshit. I'm like, who's this? Who this on the phone? It could be some bullshit guy who might have said that, and then this guy called Wesley Ying Poole might have bought it. It just became gullible. I think it will be funny. Has led to some assumptions about Warhammer 40k universe that are untrue assumptions that have become widespread as a result of the game's huge success. As Briggy might have said it, first time, wow, casuals that don't get into the lore and don't really comprehend about the universe or anything, they're just making assumptions based on what they can gather with. It's like you had a trans rider that made up bullshit and things didn't make sense, and now people are saying it doesn't make sense with the 40k universe. Really? That should have been a thing at the release of the game, not later. What a fucking joke. Speaking to IGN at Gamescom 2025, Tim Willits, development chief and Saber Interactive, okay, there we go, there's the name, said Space Marine 2's popularity had opened the door to the grimdark, no it ain't, Warhammer 40k setting for an army of new fans who aren't necessarily clued up about the intricacies of the universe. Really? I doubt that. This almost sounds like a way to say, well, new fans don't know about 40k lore, so we just need the new fans, the ones that don't really know shit, so we could just BS, about Space Marines and other stuff. And 40k fans are that gullible, they will just take anything at face value without double checking, and then they'll be like, yeah, whatever. Then again, like this whole spaghetti thing that I always say, 40k is no canon. Believe what you believe, and then the authors will write whatever they write. So believe, please, anything that you read. Or don't believe whatever you read. You can just make up whatever you want. I heard lots of people now think that the Thousand Sons are the only Chaos faction, because that's what we had in the game, Willett said, reflecting on the Space Marine 2's first year. I mean, if this is the new fans, the new generation of fans of 40k, then, yeah, have fun with that. And so people are like, oh, I guess Thousand Sons, they're Chaos. It's like, actually, no, it's not. They're actually just a small faction, but people are just like, that's the one that I played against. That just hurts my brain. That hurts my brain. They're Chaos, but then it's not. Oh, I guess Zinch just achieved its success of twisting people's minds that they really ain't Chaos. They are the good guys. What the fuck is this shit? Indeed, there is a long list of Chaos factions within a setting. If there's an antagonist of Warhammer 40k universe, it's probably abandoned the despoiler, Black Legion, who do not feature in Space Marine 2. Other traitor legions include the Death Guard, the Emperor's Children. You're not gonna put those Emperor's Children. You will fucking never gonna represent how Emperor's Children actually look like. Iron Warriors, Night Lords, World Eaters, World Bearers, and the Alpha Legion, but then they are the Chaos-aligned Renegade Space Marine, chap war bands, and smaller groups to contend with. Yes, it's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of things we can add in, but we couldn't be fucked, so might as well put the Thousand Sons in. Oh. This assumption of Chaos extends to the Space Marines themselves. The Ultramarines considered the poster boys of Warhammer 40k setting. It's not considered, it is the poster boys of Warhammer 40k setting, because that was used, it even says it here as well, and the chapter used by Games Workshop itself when introducing newcomers to the tabletop via starter set, are the protagonists of Space Marine 2 campaign, although many other factions are available to play as in the PvE and PvP modes. And you forgot put the last part if you've never watched the Ultramarines movie. And the greatest of them all are the Ultramarines. People have assumptions about the Warhammer 40k universe that are not correct. Willits continued, like a Thousand Sons being the only Chaos faction, that is kind of humorous, and like, oh, Space Marines are only blue. That has been humorous to be honest, which is good for us. Yeah, because you got dumb cunts that don't know any better, they don't even look into lore, they don't even ask questions and all that, and all they know, all they can understand is the universe that is playing in the game. Shocker, I know, like, oh, they can't even extend further to look into other things. Now, keep this in mind, I'm not saying go and look into it, because I've been very, very vocal about people not getting into Warhammer 40k. But despite of me saying that, people would do it anyways. So it's kind of like that thing of, this is my stance, and people would do it anyways. So, doesn't really change much. But at the same time, I will say though, when it came to the Space Marine 2 campaign, I've already made a lot of comments about the campaign, but there was another thing that, yeah, you only introduced Deathwatch at the beginning, which Deathwatch would have been a perfect way to make a campaign pretty good, but then again, the transrouter and the script was fucking dog shit, and the Space Marines act like high school girls and all that shit, and it's all drama, it's all dramatic. They don't act like, you know, professional soldiers, they act like fucking high school girls that carried a weapon for once. So silly. Indeed, it is good for Saber Interactive, which has seen the star of Space Marine 2, Lieutenant Titus, it's Titus! Not only become an official part of the Warhammer 40k tabletop game via its own model and datasheet, but immortalized via a star turned into a superb Warhammer 40k episode of Amazon's secret level animated anthology. Oh yes, that animation, yeah, dog shit. For one, Primaris and the fight scenes were so fucking dog shit that I don't want to even see it. But guys, remember, as it says in the article, there's casual fans, they don't look into other stuff about 40k, and their only knowledge is about the game. Thus, they're dumb. They're so dumb. They will just walk up and be like, I only know that Ultramarines are the only one poster boys, and 1,000 Suns is the only Chaos faction. So retarded. Games Workshop has benefited greatly from Space Marine 2's success as well, and not just in terms of licensing revenue. Anecdotally, staff at the company's stores report a flood of newcomers who cite Space Marine 2 as their own entry point, clearly hoping to capitalize on the interest. Games Workshop recently announced the first ever officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet. Yes, the Space Marine helmet. I'll finish this off and I'll continue. Styled after Lieutenant Titus from Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2, of course. If you're ever curious, guys, I've got a video where they just send a cease and desist. I think it was a cease and desist, but they're just threatening with a sue to a YouTuber who makes like different types of helmets, and he is done. To be fair, where credit is due. He seems to make a lot of good helmets. He makes a lot of good armor parts, especially Helldivers 2 stuff. Very good stuff, right? I can't take that away from him. Very good. But at the same time, the irony of this was like, oh, they've ever released a wearable Space Marine helmet. Meanwhile, they shut down a YouTuber who makes Space Marine stuff in order for them to sell their Space Marine helmet, and it looks way more dog shit than what Galactic Armory has ever made. The irony of this. It's just funny. One of the big questions going into the already confirmed Space Marine 3 is whether Saber Interactive will venture beyond the Ultramarines and the 1,000 Suns in terms of the next campaign. The story seems to set up the addition of the Necrons. Oh really? I didn't know that. I absolutely didn't know that at the end of the fucking campaign. Which at this point probably wouldn't come as much as of a surprise for Space Marine 3. But could other Space Marine chapters also appear? Perhaps from Chaos factions too? We asked Willits about Space Marine 3, but he remained tight-lipped. Check out for more. Oh, okay, it's just the ending part and all that. And then they have like a little like, it's not a Q&A, it's like a list just showing like, oh, which one do you guys prefer? And everybody just picked Necrons. It's like 57%. Honestly, after reading that whole thing, it's not what I thought it was, because I thought the assumptions was, this is not lore accurate because of this, or this doesn't make sense and connects because of this. I thought the fans were just getting a little bit smarter, you know, having a little bit of intelligence behind their heads, but no, there's still room temperature IQ. They're just saying some random shit of how, you know, Space Marines are only blue, the 1,000 Suns are the only Chaos faction, like they become dumber. So these assumptions, what they tell me is the 40k fans have become dumber than before. Like, holy shit, I'm just like baffled, appalled even, shocked. I'm shivering me timbers. I am that fucking shocked. Who would have thought? Those who play only video games of 40k and don't know much about lore, only based on video games, that's all they know? How convenient. But yeah, nah. Like, even the title even said, you know, 40k universe, that is not correct. But I have not seen that at all. Like, this is the shortest article that I've ever seen. And I honestly thought it was going to be one of those things like, you know, Space Marines don't act like this. Or, you know, Space Marines don't, you know, cross their arms in the ship. The chaplain should be more, you know, punishing and all that. But no, it's not even that. But then again, I am expecting too much of the 40k fans to be smart, you know, to a certain extent. Like, I swear, if the Pontius saw this, he will just fucking lose his hair and he'd become 40 years old already and be like, look what they've massacred my boy! Ay, what did they've done to my boy? While doing the hand gesture as well. Mamma mia. But yeah, no, that's all that I can say from here. Thank you so much for watching. You can go check out my socials, or like on my Discord, or you can go check out my donations. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, my brothers, and take care.